What's up, it's Jim from Technovault. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create fake drop Zaag Kicks in Serum 2. You can hear these everywhere in Hard Techno. It's basically a Rawstyle sound that you put as a fake drop and then you get your Hard Techno drop. The preset that I'm making in the video, the project file, and some extra free Serum 2 presets you can download with the link below for free. Now, if you want to go in depth into Hard Techno sound design like this, in Serum 2, we have a full course available on our website. There are a lot of ways to make Zaag Kicks, but this method is very, very easy and it helps you achieve that sound fast. Let's start by placing down a note in F sharp and removing a little bit of the end to make it a bit more smooth when we loop it. I'm in 155 BPM and I'm using oscillator A and B with 2 octaves down both. Now take down the phase randomization so the phase point is the same each time you hit a note, otherwise the kick gets inconsistent every time you repeat the note. Let's go into the effects and we're going to add 3 distortion stages. With a distortion stage, I mean an EQ and distortion. So EQ, distortion, EQ, distortion. This part is going to really shape the kick, the first 2 stages. And the last stage, the EQ and distortion, is going to kind of fix the kick or improve the mix and the tone of it. What you want to do is open an EQ and open a distortion on 0 square, all the way. If you click on your EQ, you see the frequencies, and basically we're going to use LFO1 on envelope, somewhat like this. You can tweak this later. This you will assign to the gain and keep it in bipolar and just decrease the area. It goes down and up, right? Make sure this kind of hits like 150 Hertz. Now you basically create with a bell curve a very steep peak. You can increase the steepness here and make it a bit more resonant and contained to a certain frequency. If you click shift click and you move, it's a bit slower, so you can really pinpoint a specific frequency. Now we're adding another EQ and distortion, the second distortion stage, and we're going to add 0 square all the way up again. Now put this on a bell curve and focus on the lows again. Really make it open up on the sub. But then add LFO1 again. Now you can use another peak at a similar frequency as the first one and just use LFO2 with a shape somewhat like this to let it go from 0 to up. Let's immediately assign a macro on both of these because I like how this sounds now and they're in sync. And in the matrix, just make sure they're both at the exact same percentage. That way, when you move the macro, it's going to put the peaks at around the same frequency each time. Let's add one more EQ in the second stage and let's remove a little bit of the low mids. You notice how it removes that squarey, sawy crunch vibe, right? Perfect. Let's work on the last stage, which is an EQ and a distortion. Distortion goes on soft clip all the way, and then we use this EQ once again with LFO1 to boost the sub. Just make sure it's at around 130 Hertz. This is going to add that final like humph to your kick. This way we can also remove a little bit of the lows again to clean it up. There's always a lot of mud in the low mids. Not too much. And one more EQ in front of that to boost the highs. Now we can go into oscillator B and use the sync warp to generate new overtones. Just play around with this knob a bit until it sounds good. And at this point, you have to understand the blend between the sub, the mids, your peaks, and the sync. Those kind of need to be at the right levels. When the sub is low, the mids take over. When the sync is put at a specific point and you already had a peak somewhere, maybe an overtone gets boosted a lot, which then means that the sub is maybe too low and you get a very resonant Zaag kick. So you increase the sub. So it's a play between those 3, the mids, the sub, and the sync. Once you have those in place and you really understand how they work together, you can dial in a ton of different kicks. see, I decreased the sub. A lot of mids. Let's play around with the peak. Very resonant, so I increase a lot of sub. Once you have this, you can use a few tricks to spice this up. The first one is a sine fold or any weird shaped distortion. It sounds very dirty like this, but we're moving this, for example, here in the second stage. Make sure it's not too extreme. For example, you can have 3 cycles like this, 1, 2, 3, and just take down the mix. Now, just put it on pre, bandpass, and find a cool frequency. This is to add a lot of character to your kick, and it helps add that sizzle sound, sort of. What you can do too is using filters on, for example, a flanger or a phaser, and put that in front of the first or second distortion stage. Now you can take down the mix. And you can dial in a lot of different kicks just by playing around with the phaser, because you dialed in the kick and then you play around with the frequencies, you really cut into them, and then you find different cleaner versions of your kick. Then what we can do is use a splitter low-high, put that after the last soft clipper. I don't want this distorted. And in the highs, we're just going to add a reverb. Let's use a plate reverb because we can control the width, and just have it start at around 500 Hertz. So there's not really phase shifts in the lows, because obviously crossover frequencies create phase shifts. I want a kind of clean Zaag kick, but then also it only adds reverb to anything over that frequency, which is great. Increase the size a bit and the width, not all the way, but this is fine. And use LFO 3 with a shape like this and open the mix. Before, after. Now just add a distortional soft clip without drive to clip it against 0. And now if you slightly move the sync knob, your peaks, as well as these weird phasers, you can create a lot of different Zaag kicks that are insane for Fakedrops. Let's play our kick once, and then just hover here and it will render out the last version. If I put that in a Fakedrop context, here's what it sounds like. No shit! And now you have a lot of control over this kick because you know how you can tweak it. If you take a different peak, play that, and then we hover that over. No shit! There you go. Don't forget to download this preset for free, the project file for free, extra Serum 2 presets for free. And if you want to go in depth with Hard Techno sound design in Serum 2, don't forget to check out the course on our website. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.